With coronavirus cases on the rise in California, where Aaron is, most students in that state are now learning virtually. When school buildings do reopen, though, state officials won't just be concerned with protecting students against COVID-19. They'll also be contending with children who aren't vaccinated against more common illnesses like measles and whooping cough. That's because immunizations and the rates have plummeted 40% during the pandemic. And state officials are warning parents that their children must have those routine vaccinations before they can go back to school. With me now is the mayor of Oakland, California, Libby Schaaf. Madam Mayor, thank you very much for being here. Let's talk about the dramatic drop in immunizations. A lot of people obviously understandably nervous about going to the doctor right now, stepping foot in a hospital, an urgent care, a pediatrician. How are you going to enforce this when you do have kids come back? How are you going to make sure? Is it you don't show me the paperwork, we're not going to let your kid back in school?
Katie, COVID-19 has worsened all the racial and economic disparities of well-being, and that certainly includes education and the health of our children. But I want to recognize that our public schools have been the unsung heroes during this pandemic, especially here in Oakland. Our school system has served more than 7 million meals to our families who are sheltering in home. And I know the issue of immunizations and vaccinations is going to be another issue that they are just going to have to tackle. Now, we're trying to make it easy for people to get things like their vaccines in non-traditional settings. In fact, our biggest voting center this year, which was where our beloved Oakland A's play baseball, we offered a free flu shot when you came to vote. And so it's that kind of co-location, and particularly co-location in the communities hardest hit by COVID, that we are going to be focusing on in partnership with our public schools.
Can you explain how you're going to do that for kids? Are you going to have like a vaccination location at the school where a kid can go get vaccinated before he or she goes to the classroom? How easy will it be?
Katie, in Oakland, we are still trying to work out what reopening looks like, and it's probably going to be a hybrid model. We're probably going to be bringing back our special needs students, our youngest students first. And we also are continuing to call on the state, who I have to say has done an amazing, heroic job during this pandemic. But I, along with other big city mayors and my superintendent, along with other big city superintendents, are asking for more centralized guidance and resources. The CARES Act dollars that were given out earlier all must be spent by December 31st. But with the recent ballooning of the case rate and the fact that nearly all of California is in what we call the purple tier, the most at risk and hazardous tier, we need more help and guidance from our highest health officials. And know that our schools often have worst cases and are educating our most vulnerable populations. And so our countywide rates don't always tell the whole story of the families that we know have to be healthy before they can learn.
Do you also need more money? Prop 15 failed in California, and that would have given California schools billions of dollars.
Yeah, that was a heartbreak. Prop 15 would have closed, I think, an unintended corporate tax loophole that was part of the old Prop 13. It lost just by a hair, and it couldn't have happened at a worse time. We are now all looking towards our federal government. Cities like mine, the state of California, we have to pass a balanced budget, and we are being hit by this economic shutdown with our revenues, just like every business is here in the country. Only the federal government has a credit card. Only the federal government can bail us out and do the stimulus that we all need, not just to bring our economy back, but to bring our kids back into the classrooms where they need to be to learn.
It is a good reminder. It's one we heard a lot here in New York from Governor Cuomo when Mitch McConnell was saying no bailouts for blue states. Again, every state in this union is suffering right now financially because of the burden of this pandemic. Oakland Mayor Libby
And
Schaaf,
Katie,
thank you so much for joining us. And go ahead.
Thank you. And I hope that as we think about our vaccine strategy, we recognize that our in-person teachers are essential frontline workers.
That's a very good point. That is a very good point. Mayor Schaaf, thank you very much.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.